1952, reunion at Mission City at the home of Aunt Marg, and it's filmed by Aunt Amy Marks Branscombe. The event was the arrival of Harley, Heather, and Aunt Amy to BC from Ontario. Here we see the Marks sisters, Amy, Zita, Vi, Marg, and Edith, 5 of the sisters. And they were celebrating Amy's arrival and her visit. Here we see the Mark sisters with their daughters, Vi and Barb, Zita and Coco, and Aunt Marg and Cheryl and Maxine and Edith, and Amy and Heather. And there's Aunt Zita and Maxine and Barbie, Teddy, and Stevie. We all had E's at the end of our names. Those were our nicknames at the time. And Maxine and Aunt Edie and Edith's husband, Stan Beeson, are getting out of their car. They're just arriving. They lived in Vancouver. Aunt Edith was a school teacher in Vancouver. Aunt Marg was our hostess with the red flower in her hair. And this is Edith's second husband, Stan. And that's Mission in the background. This is the arrival of the Walkers, Albert, Vi, Barbara, and Teddy. My dad had a dealership and sold Morris Minor cars. This was the car he gave my mother for Christmas. And we just loved it. We called it Mini Minor. And we didn't bother with seatbelts in those days. Everybody just piled in. And that's Barbara at the age of 12, and Vi and Albert and Teddy. And that's Stevie and Cheryl in the wagon being pushed down the hill by Uncle Albert. And that's Teddy. And there's the family again, and we decided we're going to do something silly. So we decided to pick Uncle Stan's beautiful Cosmos. And there's Heather and Coco, and Aunt Zita, and Edith, and that's Kenny Brown, and his sister Cheryl. Aunt Marg, and Maxine, Colleen, Coco, Aunt Edith, Vi, my mother, Zita, or Elsie, and Barbie, and Heather, Stan, Albert, my dad was a joker, Coco, Maxine, Barbara, and this is baby Harley, who was just a little guy, and Aunt Amy and Aunt Edith. And those are the 3 sisters, Zita, Amy, and Edith. My mother visiting a friend of her mother's, Mrs. Coles in Westminster, Vi. And this is Mr. Coles and Mrs. Coles, our grandmother's best friend, and her flower garden. Harley Branscombe,